How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And before we get started, I want to let you guys know about the private group. Whether you want to be a better trader or a better investor, then this group is for you. If you're interested, you can find the link down inside the description. We'll be happy to have you a part of the family. So today we're going to be talking about Exela. Exela ended up finishing green on the day. And you know what? It's about time I gave you guys an update. So let's jump into the agenda. So the first thing that we got to go over is the technical analysis. We want to take a look at the overall price action. We saw a lot of volatility today inside of the market. We talked about areas of support, and you know what? They held up very well, so we're going to go over that. Then secondly, we're going to take a look at the order flow. We want to know, are institutions continuing to load up? Are they interested in this play just as much as we are on the retail side? Well, we're about to find out. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. So let's jump into it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Exela. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $2.91, being up 3.93%. On the low, it tested $2.62, and then on the high, testing $3.35. The chart that we're using is actually the 1-year daily chart, so we want to see how it lines up with our indicators. We can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 67.10, so it is in the overbought territory, but of course this is no surprise because this is a stock that has that meme attention as far as the short squeeze and so on. So what we talked about in previous videos already, we talked about the 260 area of support. We ended up testing 262, and then we ended up showing some strength above it, so that was good to see. We also do know about areas in regards to the 280, so taking this in mind, when it's in the 280s, this is when we're more likely to get those strong pops going into the threes. Right now we're in the post market and the price is at $2.98, which is of no surprise, but do keep in mind of the fact the $3 level is a very heavy psychological level for Exela. So once we're able to get comfortable and build some strength in this particular area with a lot more buying volume, then we can easily start making strong moves to the upside. As you saw, we ended up testing around 335 and ended up seeing some resistance. We passed this particular area, then that's when I would really look forward to us filling up this gap and reaching all the way up to the 350s. And we've reached the 350s before already. But again, with continued buying, this needs to happen, and as well as more volume, then we can easily get past this particular area, past 386. And I know once we pass 386, we can easily get to the $4 level. Will this be happening sometime next week? Most definitely. It is very possible because institutions are continuing to load up, and this is something that we want to be aware of. So just taking everything in mind, just make sure you have a strategy and you do have a game plan. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Exela. So let's see here. On the inflow, we have 116, and then on the outflow, we have 99. On the large, we have 34, and then also on the medium, we have 65, and we also have 17 on the small. So for the large on the outflow side, we have 30, medium we have 54, and in small we have 16 for the order flow distribution. So there were more inflows than outflows today. Now, when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, also to be clear, this is all in the millions. We could see here, we've covered the other days, but for July the 9th, which is today, we see 4.3 million. So taking everything into consideration here, yes, institutions are still into the action. But many are going to ask, so why were we getting the price action that we were seeing today? You need to understand, since there's a lot of shorts who are in this stock that are vested in it, you're going to be seeing that. They're going to be taking advantage and running that stock down, bringing it down to lows to force people out to panic sell. These are how shorts make money. So taking this into consideration, one thing you do need to be aware of, this is why you do not want to overstay your welcome. When it comes to these particular plays, they have a lot of volatility. This is why you always got to make sure to protect your profits. I'm going to be talking about this further in the final thoughts, but you know what? Let's jump into the final thoughts right now. So for my final thoughts for Exela, there's definitely a lot to look forward to going into next week. Aside from institutions continuing to load the boat, when I went on Fintel, we could see that the short interest was right around 32%. We'll get the updated numbers later on today. You guys can probably to drop that inside the comments because I'll be looking forward to see what that looks like. But when I took a look at the short borrow free rate, it is actually now right around 60%. I remember when we covered it, it was right around 50% like just yesterday. So it is continuing to go up. So for short sellers who are in this play, they are paying a hefty price tag. So with the price action that we ended up seeing today, I want to make sure you guys have a game plan and you also have a strategy. If you are holding this position, then I would make sure that you have some sort of a stop loss to minimize your risk. We already seen and we've already talked about in the technicals, we have areas of support right around the 280s and as well as around the 260s. We ended up testing 261. So an ideal that you can use in regards to a stop loss is something that is 10% below that. But again, when it comes to adjusting what you want your stop loss to be, that's going to come down to the individual. Some people have a stop loss of 10 to 15% because if you're looking at the stock in the sense where, you know what, I'm going to get into a position where I could potentially make maybe about 50%, 60%, maybe 90%, maybe 30%. Again, this all differs on what your profit goals are, then it's worth the risk. And the best part about it is you have a strategy. You're not just sitting down there and waiting. And part of the reasons why I want to emphasize this and talk about this, I don't want you getting left holding the bag. And also, you do not need to be buying these plays at the top. If you notice what's going down inside of the market today, you're seeing a lot of these short squeezes and then you're seeing a lot of sell-offs very quickly. And I know it's leaving a lot of bag holders. And the reason why there are bag holders is because you're getting in too high and you didn't go in with a strategy. Instead, you were led by your emotions, which is greed. And these are one of the things we talk about inside the private group and we focus on actually eliminating. Because if you have this habit just to be going around chasing these runners, again, it is not sustainable. You are not going to win in the long term. And this is something that I really want to emphasize. But for the most part, as far as XELA is concerned, I know I'm going to get that question. Do you think it can get to $4? You know what? From everything that we're looking at right now, currently, there's a very high likelihood of that actually happening sometime next week. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and we'll be talking real soon.